Part 1. The First Kill. The night was unusually still in the small town of El Carmelo, Colombia, in the sweltering heat of 1952. The air smelled of damp earth and fading coffee blossoms, and the moon cast long, trembling shadows across the cobblestone streets. No one could have imagined the horror that was about to unfold behind the modest adobe walls of the De la Serna household. Armando de la Serna leaned against the doorway of his kitchen, fingering a small, polished knife he kept hidden beneath his apron. His wife, Isabel Valdez, stood silently in the corner, her dark eyes reflecting a mixture of excitement and calculation. On the surface, they were ordinary townsfolk. Armando, a quiet tailor known for his precise stitches, and Isabel, a homemaker revered for her gentle demeanor and exotic Colombian Spanish features. But beneath the veil of domestic normalcy, they shared a secret darker than the dense jungle that bordered the town. Tonight, that secret would claim its first victim. The target was Lucia Espinosa, a young seamstress who had recently moved from Medellin to work with Armando. She was vivacious, with a curious streak that had unknowingly drawn her closer to the De la Sernas than she realized. Armando had observed her for weeks, noting the way she moved, the rhythm of her breathing, the subtle fears and habits that made her vulnerable. Isabel had helped refine the plan, their minds weaving together the intricacies of the kill like threads in a tapestry. Lucia entered the workshop just as the clock struck 11. She hummed a tune softly, oblivious to the pair hiding in the shadows, her hands busy with the last stitches of a delicate blouse. Armando's heartbeat was steady, his eyes locked on the curve of her neck as he stepped quietly behind her. Isabel's hand rested on his arm, a silent encouragement, a shared thrill. Without a sound, he guided the knife to Lucia's side. The first cut was precise, surgical almost, drawing a startled gasp from her lips. She spun around, eyes wide in disbelief, but before she could scream, Isabel had stepped forward, her presence as intimidating as a shadow in the dim light. The struggle was brief. The pair had prepared for every possible move. Lucia fell to the ground, her blood pooling into the cracks of the stone floor. Armando and Isabel worked with a chilling efficiency, cleaning the scene, arranging the body in a way that seemed almost artistic. Isabel draped a scarf around Lucia's neck, a silent signature, while Armando placed a pair of scissors neatly beside her folded hands. To them, the act was not merely killing. It was ritual, a statement of control over the fragile lives they observed. By midnight, the house appeared untouched. No signs of struggle lingered outside, no footprints marred the dusted street. To the casual observer, it would seem Lucia had simply vanished. But the De la Sernas felt a dark satisfaction, a bond strengthened through shared cruelty. Isabel kissed Armando on the cheek, whispering a wordless promise that this was only the beginning. The next morning, the town awoke to whispers of Lucia's disappearance. At first, people assumed she had left town suddenly, as many young women did. But as the day passed, a sense of unease spread through El Carmelo. Windows were shuttered, streets emptied earlier than usual, and mothers clutched their children closer. The local constabulary, a small group of men unaccustomed to such darkness, began asking questions. Their polite inquiries met with shrugged shoulders and forced smiles. Armando returned to his tailoring, working as if nothing had occurred, while Isabel tended to her household chores. Their neighbors saw only devotion and care. Yet behind the locked doors of their home, the couple whispered about the next steps, analyzing what had gone well, what needed refinement. The thrill of the act, the precise orchestration, had awakened something in them both. An insatiable craving for control and the twisted artistry of their craft. Unbeknownst to the townsfolk, a pattern had begun. The first kill was not just an act of violence. It was the opening note in a symphony of terror that would slowly creep across the small towns of Colombia, leaving fear and fascination in equal measure. And somewhere in the shadows, the first traces of evidence, the scarf, the scissors, would linger unnoticed by those who could prevent the horrors yet to come. El Carmelo's nights would never again feel safe, and Lucia Espinosa's disappearance would be remembered not just as a tragedy, but as the first brushstroke in the dark, meticulous canvas painted by Armando and Isabel de la Serna.